Well, we're about a half hour into night 2 of the second round of Democratic primary debates. Senator Kamala Harris is on stage next to frontrunner Joe Biden tonight. When they shook hands at the beginning of the debate, Biden's mic picked up the former vice president saying, "Go easy on me, kid." Harris's press secretary Ian Sams tweeted this in response to what Biden said. Kid? So let's bring in Molly Hooper and Lynda Tran. Molly's a CBSN political contributor, and Lynda is a CBSN political contributor and Democratic strategist. Okay, so Lynda, straight out of the gate, we just saw Harris and Biden going straight at each other. They wasted no time over health care. What did you think of that exchange?
Well, I mean, look, the fireworks. I mean, this is basically what CNN clearly banked on in terms of their formatting. I mean, the millions of dollars they spent on that staging just probably paid off in the initial exchange
Those
right
3
there.
minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's a good thing that they're talking about the substance. They clearly are jockeying for first position on this stage tonight. And Joe Biden, you know, heard the messages that were delivered last go round based on his performance. So stay tuned. We've got 2.5 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So Molly, what did you think? I mean, clearly healthcare is going to be front and center, and clearly the Harris-Biden rivalry is front and center, at least at the beginning.
Well, and that's what's been so interesting about it, because just as we cut in, Bill de Blasio was itching to speak, and in part because Kamala Harris and Joe Biden kept going back and forth. And if you just looked at the shot of them, it was almost as if they were the only two on the stage. But in fact, they're not. There's 8 others. Right. And so I have a feeling that we will see them going at each other, but we'll also see individuals like Mayor Bill trying to interject as well. And one note on Biden, I mean, I covered him a long time in the Senate, and he's an avuncular kind of guy. This kind of gets him into trouble sometimes. But his saying, "Go easy on me, kid," that's completely in Joe Biden's.
And actually really appealing.
I was just going to say.
Uncle Joe. It's Uncle Joe. It's Uncle Joe. I'm sure he didn't mean it.
Feelings.
But I just want to rewind a little bit to the beginning of the debates. You know, each candidate had their little introduction that they got to talk. There was an interesting moment, though, when Cory Booker was interrupted by some hecklers. It was unclear to me whether they were hecklers trying to shout Cory Booker down specifically, or they had some other agenda. But that was an interesting moment. I also thought Andrew Yang got some points for humor. What did he say? He said the opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian man who likes math.
Exactly, who likes math.
Right. So yeah, it was interesting to hear the candidates introduce themselves, and I do think it made me realize that sometimes they downplay how important a little humor can be.
Well, and it was interesting seeing Joe Biden. You know, when the camera came to Joe Biden, he basically ended his statement by saying, "Listen, we are a diverse group of people. We have former cabinet secretaries up here. We have members of Congress. We have a vice president. And we want to take you on, Mr. President. This is a diverse group. Nobody's going anywhere."
Right.
You know, what's interesting is last night we talked about the moderates versus the progressives, and that was the major divide. I suspect, based if on nothing else but the introductory statements, that tonight will be the divide on style, right? I mean, there are certainly some folks who, I don't want to call them flat, but certainly their delivery felt a little bit lower energy. And then a whole bunch of folks who are known for their oratory skills that, you know, may be able to deliver some really meaningful moments.
I mean, let's face it, we don't like to admit it, but politics is a lot about that X factor, right? Yes. Who has it and who doesn't. And these are the moments when we get to see that.
That charisma. You want somebody, like we were talking about. Why did Marianne Williamson do so well last night? Delivery. You know, I mean, it was all in the delivery and the message. You know, she talked about an issue that the other candidates weren't talking about in reparations.
Right.
We'll see if they get into that tonight.
It's all a mix of style, substance, and subject, right? And
exactly.
Who's got the magic formula, the special sauce? All right.
Thank
you, ladies. All right. Thanks so much.